Viva Mexico!
Coming off a hot week of boxing, Showtime Shawn Porter with us today. Now, this past weekend, I got to touch on this. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, they pulled great pay-per-view numbers. They pulled close to 1.2 million buys. What do you attribute these numbers to? Do you think Nate Robinson and Jake Paul had anything to do with these numbers, or do you think it was all Mike Tyson and Roy Jones?
I think Jake has something to do with it. Amazing following. It's no secret. I mean, he's got like a stupid number of followers, which is awesome. It's good for him. But I mean, it's simple. Muhammad Ali is the most famous boxer of all time, and right behind him is Mike Tyson, most famous boxer of all time. So you have a situation where he says he wants to do something, and everybody's going to watch. Everybody watched when he's been in the movies, when he's been on TVs, commercials. More people tuned in to Shark Week this year because he was on the commercials for Shark Week. You know what I mean? So that's what Mike does, man. And he did something amazing over the weekend. And I was really proud of him and Roy being able to get in there and do what they did and lead the ring safely.
Did you have any concern for them at all, knowing that they're, especially Mike, knowing he's 54 years old?
I did. I had concern for both of them, not just Roy and not just Mike. I had concern for both of them because this is a sport where, anything can happen at any time. I mean, you take a look at what happened with Nate Robinson. Everybody's going to talk about the knockout, but what you don't talk about is how it happened. I mean, it really essentially was just one punch. And that's the sport that we're in, where one punch can really hurt you.
Now, Holyfield called out Mike Tyson. Do you think that's a Tyson fight everyone really wants to see, or is there another opponent? I don't know, Lennox Lewis, someone that would be another good adversary for Mike at this point?
I got a feeling for Mike. I think the biggest fight that he could make right now would be, or exhibition would be Holyfield. I'll also be honest in saying that I don't think Holyfield has the same type of abilities that he used to have. I don't think he's as athletic and as has the kind of coordination that he used to have. And so I think it will be a little harder for him to get back into the sport. Some people are just made the way God intends them to be. And Mike is one of those guys that even though he's been away from the sport, as long as he could get right back in it, start training, and be a lot of, obviously older version of what he used to be.
Now, let's talk about you for a second. You're fully immersed into the media world. You got your own podcast, which is pretty awesome. I got to tell you that. You're a commentator. You're an analyst. How much are you enjoying this new version of yourself, man? Did you ever expect to do this?
I love it. I did expect to do this. Long story short, grew up watching football and playing football and boxing my entire life. And so I always wanted to be a commentator. It wasn't necessarily boxing. Kind of thought I was going to be commentating football, but as I got out of football, graduating high school, and got into boxing and all that kind of stuff, and then you look up, Fox wants active fighters to come on and be analysts and things like that. I always knew I was going to commentate and be a broadcaster, but I absolutely love it, man. It's fun. I even love the preparation for it. So
it shows, man. And honestly, there's the thing. It shows, right? When you like what you're doing on the mic, it shows. Yeah. It shows that you're prepared. You did your homework. You know what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what separates me from the rest of the guys at this point right now. I think not only was it a goal and a plan of mine, where a lot of guys don't really plan to talk and be broadcasters. That was my plan. And so I think that beyond that, also loving it, I think that's why I'm able to kind of extend it the way that I do on TV and also on my podcast.
When can we expect you back in the ring? Who do you want?
I'm back in the ring sometime next year. I'm blessed, man. I got the winner of this fight over the weekend, and I'm also mandatory to fight Terrence Crawford. So whoever they shoot at me.
Which one would you, if you had to pick right now out of those two, which one would you pick to fight?
I'd pick Terrence Crawford out of Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr., and Terrence Crawford. I'd pick Terrence Crawford simply because I have not fought him. I think it would be a great fight, and that's the fight you guys haven't seen yet.
Yeah, now you're one of the two L's on Danny Garcia's record. What can you tell us about his fight this weekend against Errol Crawford, knowing what you know about him firsthand?
That the biggest reason why he lost his fight against me and Keith Thurman is because he's a slow starter. It takes him some time, some rounds to get comfortable and get going. He can't start slow against Errol Spence Jr.
Now, people are questioning Errol Spence's knockout power after the car accident. Is this something that you think people should be concerned with?
You got to be concerned with other things before you're concerned with his power. His speed and his reflexes. I think those are more important than his power. You can win a fight based on your speed and being able to make another guy miss. It's not about the power, you know. So I think the most important thing is recognizing that he is himself in the ring again.
There's gonna be a great fight this Saturday in Arlington, Texas, on Fox Sports pay-per-view. Obviously, you can buy it, you can get tickets, you can go to the fight in person. It's gonna be amazing. What are your thoughts? How do you think this fight's gonna go?
It's a 50-50 fight for me, man. I don't know. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tweet my winner after the first round. I think the first round is gonna tell us everything we need to know.
You think we'll make it after the first round?
Yeah, we'll get out of the first round.
All right, we'll get out of the first round. Awesome, Shawn. Well, anything else you want to tell the fans? How to get to your podcast, your links?
Hey, yeah, man. The Porter Way podcast drops every Tuesday on YouTube as well as Spotify, all the major podcasting platforms. And also you can follow me everything, Showtime Shawn P.
Awesome, Shawn. Well, just before we go, give me a big Viva Mexico.
Viva Mexico!